Coming up, formerly conjoined twins Jennylyn and Jerrylyn of the Philippines are finally heading home. Tzu Chi volunteers return to Botswana to check on their care recipients and further spread Tzu Chi's mission. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. On April 8th, formerly conjoined twins Jennylyn and Jerrylyn, along with their mother, boarded a plane to head back to the Philippines, thus ending their nearly 3-month journey in Taiwan. For the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital staff, the twins from the Philippines will always remain in their hearts. Thus, the twins were given Chinese names in memory of their stay in Taiwan. Sending their blessings all the way to the airport, Filipino volunteers who received the twins promised to follow up with the girls' progress back at home. Looking at the world around her, Jennylyn is in the arms of a Tzu Chi volunteer, while Jerrylyn is asleep safe in her mother's arms. After a 3-month journey in Taiwan, the twins are finally going home.
When we get home, I'll continue the rehabilitation and teach them to walk better.
Formerly conjoined twins Jennylyn and Jerrylyn, with the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, came to Taiwan on January 9th. On January 21st, the twins underwent tissue expander placement surgery to help them grow more skin on their stomachs in preparation of their separation surgery. Going under the knife on March 13th, the twins have recovered well and, along with their mother, are now on their way home.
The mother is very happy and grateful for everyone's blessings. She will be sure to pass on the love once back home.
Saying farewell, the energetic twins wave goodbye to their fans and take home a ton of blessings and love to begin their life as individuals. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, the twins attended a farewell celebration at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. Having stayed at the hospital for nearly 3 months, the twins' mother has deeply felt the love and care of the medical staff.
The nurses and doctors have treated us like a family during our stay here. I'm very grateful for that. I have the highest respect for them and thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Hugging the superintendent and Tzu Chi volunteers, the twins' mother finally breaks down and cries tears of happiness. This outpouring of love towards the twins and their mother was really an international affair.
All of us in the Philippines, we would like to thank the Tzu Chi Foundation in Taiwan through the leadership of Master Chang Yen.
From the first set of conjoined twins who arrived in Taiwan to be separated in 2003, to date, Jennylyn and Jerrylyn are the 3rd set of twins that the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital has successfully operated on.
During the tissue expansion part of the procedure, we were most worried about the possibility of infection if the saline bags were to break. In the separation surgery, a crucial point was the liver separation, done by Dr. Lee. The third key point was in Dr. Peng's handling of the encephalon process of the sternum.
Letting their family in the Philippines know that they are soon heading back, the twins and their mother can't wait to see everyone back home. For many celebrities, their goal is fame and fortune. However, Taiwanese actor Li Jiali, who has won a Golden Bell Award for Best Supporting Actress, has a different goal. As both of her parents suffer from hearing impairment, Lin believes that it is truly a blessing to have a healthy body. To repay her parents' grace, Lin decided to dedicate herself to the life of service and doing good deeds. Both of my parents are deaf, so I am not so close with them. I don't know how to communicate with my parents and express my emotions. I am very close with my grandmother, so I tell her about everything.
When young, Lin Jiali, who is the only child in her family, lived with her grandparents. After graduating from high school, Ling started to work in the entertainment business as a search for life's answers.
Everything I have experienced in life, whether good or bad, helps me become a better actor.
In year 2000, Ling started filming drama series produced by DaAi TV, which are based on real-life stories of Tzu Chi volunteers. The characters Lin act out have had a profound impact on her.
All the characters that I portrayed in DaAi dramas are like teachers that help me become a better person. When I look back to my work, I realize that I have learned so much from them.
Ling held roles in DaAi dramas almost yearly. However, it took more than 10 years before she joined Tzu Chi.
It took Ling Jiali about 10 years before she decided to walk the Tzu Chi path. I think it is because she wanted to make sure she's ready to deal with and accept her character flaws.
I think my mother is the one that motivated me to become a certified Tzu Chi volunteer. I hope to cultivate more blessings on my mother's behalf by doing good deeds.
Ling Jiali officially became a certified Tzu Chi volunteer in 2013. By taking the Dharma to heart, Ling slowly learned to let go of self-grasping and self-pride. Now, Ling believes that adopting a vegetarian diet and wearing her Tzu Chi uniform are not rules that bind her but reminders to watch her conduct.
After I started absorbing the Dharma, I realized that it is not hard to go meatless. I eventually got rid of a lot of other bad habits too.
After becoming a certified Tzu Chi volunteer, Ling Jiali seized every opportunity to attend events organized by the Tzu Chi Performance Association.
Ling Jiali is not volunteering on behalf of Tzu Chi to gain fame or anything like that. I believe Jiali just wants to dedicate herself to a good cause.
By partaking in more Tzu Chi events, I will have more experiences to share with others. I will keep on volunteering on behalf of Tzu Chi.
Jiali is a very thoughtful person. She always makes sure those working with her are happy and that everything runs smoothly according to plan.
I think it is so great that I have the opportunity to spread positive energy to others. Although I am not that famous and don't have the ability to influence the public as much as the media, I still believe I can make a difference. Everyone is like a little flower that doesn't stand out by itself, but if all the flowers flourish together, then the garden will be beautiful.
Despite the recent controversy surrounding Tzu Chi, Ling Jiali remains steadfast on the Tzu Chi path and promises to continue to spread goodness to more people.
In Taiwan, a group of students from Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School Elementary Department visited the youngsters at the Chaoxing Special Needs Center. There, the students performed for the youngsters, bringing them joy and laughter. Meanwhile, in Taichung, Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for Mr. Li for more than 10 years. Hearing about the recent controversies surrounding Tzu Chi, Mr. Li encouraged the volunteers to persevere in doing good deeds.
Mr. Li, who's bedridden, opens up following the arrival of the Tzu Chi volunteers.
Thank God for giving us a chance to make a living.
Mr. Li became paralyzed from the neck down following a car accident more than 10 years ago. He now relies on caretakers for most of his daily needs. Mr. Li remains upbeat and deeply appreciates Tzu Chi volunteers' long-term companionship. He was disheartened to hear about the recent controversy surrounding Tzu Chi and hopes people can understand how much Tzu Chi has helped him.
Tzu Chi's help is the same as the support I get from the church. Tzu Chi gives me monetary aid every month. My checkbook is the proof that no one can deny.
Seeing how the volunteers have been bogged down by the recent controversies, it was Mr. Li's turn to encourage them.
He has been accompanying us and telling us that things will be fine. Since we're doing good deeds, we should just continue to do good and not be afraid of misunderstanding.
Mr. Li's words of encouragement warmed the volunteers' hearts as he faces life's difficulty with an open heart and mind. The youngsters at Chaoxing Special Needs Center welcomed their special guests with taiko drum performances. Following, everyone joined Tuffering games, during which the visiting students realized how blessed they truly are.
I'd appreciate my parents for giving us healthy bodies, also for letting us come here to serve.
It is Ling Yuying's first year teaching at the elementary department. She's touched to see how the students brought such warmth to the youngsters at the Special Needs Center.
Tzu Chi brings warmth to people. I see Tzu Chi members lightening up the darkest corners. This is what moved me.
That the youngsters feel the liveliness of these students.
Volunteering is a school tradition. This time, the students not only made new friends, they also learned to understand the youngsters' feelings and problems.
Taichung Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Huiru has a degree in childcare. Besides devoting herself to Tzu Chi's children's class, she also runs a daycare where she freely shares the values of the charity in hopes that her students will grow up well.
Upon arriving at the daycare in Taichung, the young students eagerly look forward to today's storytelling time. Through the story, Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Huiru is teaching the students to honor their parents, which is also the message of this Tzu Chi song. Thank you.
Who do we have to thank for? Our parents, right? We have to thank our teachers as well. Actually, the children all know this well. There are some things that they must learn when young.
Huiru also teaches her students to be polite and grateful in their daily life.
I hope they know to share with others and to appreciate others.
With an education in child care, Huiru has also been serving the Tzu Chi's children class for years. By sharing the charity's value at her work, she hopes seeds of goodness will take root in these young minds.
Taiwan's reservoirs are not only troubled by sedimentation, but also the invasion of a non-native species, the golden mussel. As the mussels grow quickly and are small in size, they can easily block the flow of water by building colonies along canals and gateways. Also, when the mussels die, they can seriously affect water quality. Here's more in our report.
Drought is not uncommon to Taiwan. During the dry season, it is the best time to dredge the country's reservoirs and examine problems hidden beneath the water's surface.
When the base of these rocks is revealed, we can see that the golden mussels have pretty much attached themselves everywhere.
With the water level so low, colonies of golden mussels are exposed, but they can survive even without water. An expert on organisms living in Taiwan's rivers, Professor Jiang is helping the country's reservoirs fight the invasive species. By shocking open a mussel, one sees its yellowish reproductive organ, which means the shellfish is in breeding season.
After laying its eggs in summer, the mussels will then die, which will stink up the whole reservoir. The sudden influx of organic matter will also lead to algae bloom.
As the Simen Reservoir has almost dried up, this is the perfect opportunity to enter the 25 kilometers long Taoyuan Canal that supplies water to northern Taiwan. Normally, the canal 3 meters in diameter would be full of water, flowing at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. But now that the canal has so little water, the golden mussels living here can be easily spotted.
We can no longer remove the mussels manually. See the thickness of each batch? Due to their small size, in 1 square meter, there may be as many as 50,000 mussels.
Though the mussels are small, when they cluster together, they can become problematic.
At the Sun Moon Lake, the mussels led to water level difference of as much as 2 meters, which forced the Daguan and Mintan hydroelectric power plants to shut down.
The mussels were first discovered between 1985 and 1987 at the Zitan Dam on the Xindian River. At the time, the mussels had attached themselves on the dam screen, preventing water flow. At the Simen Reservoir, they have also become a nuisance.
Right now, that strange feeling you get under your feet is because you are stepping on the mussels. The tallest formation we have ever measured was over 20 centimeters. and that is why they can block screens and prevent the passage of water.
To better understand the shellfish, researchers conduct studies using various culturing materials.
These base materials can allow the mussels flowing down the water to grab on and attach themselves. If there is a base material, especially at the backflow area, it will quickly be populated by the mussels.
It is hard to tell what this originally was with so many mussels attached to it.
This is what had happened after 1 to 2 years. Originally, this was a string of laundry balls.
Because the entry into hydroelectric power plants is only so big, that's why the mussels can block it so easily.
Though normally the mussels remain hidden in water, that does not mean they can be ignored. Reservoirs must make an effort to remove the mussels regularly.
Perhaps there are some 100,000 mussels here in this little area. The Shimen Reservoir once employed small bulldozers to scrape off the mussels in its canals. But due to their number, when they die off, they will pollute the water.
Right now, the reservoirs have successfully controlled the golden mussel population biologically by introducing fish that feed on the mussels. In a way, it is thanks to the drought and water shortages that such problems have been revealed.
A group of Tzu Chi volunteers from Lesotho, as well as South Africa's Johannesburg and Durban, traveled to Botswana to carry out charity work over a 3-day period. During their stay, the volunteers visited 2 communities and also took time to listen to some Dharma teachings by Master Jennylyn.
Good morning.
Volunteers greet each other as they happily kick off their mission here in Botswana.
Compassion is from our mind, right? When we have the love in our heart, somebody need help, we must give in our hands.
So those people there.
Tzu Chi volunteers from South Africa and Lesotho arrived in Botswana's Odnalidi community as part of their charity mission. In Marapi community, they met a child with cerebral palsy.
This child needs physical therapy.
Volunteer with nursing experience immediately showed the family how to do easy rehabilitation.
Relax. Do you see that?
The volunteers' humanistic values come from their faith and Dharma teachings. 9 volunteers crammed into the 1-meter wide hallway to listen to the master's teachings, which has to be translated sentence by sentence into Zulu. With the Dharma teachings in their heart, the volunteers found joy as they tirelessly promoted Tzu Chi's missions in Botswana.
In the United States, hoping to attract more medical personnel to join their ranks, the Buddhist Tzu Chi Medical Foundation invited optometrist Lin Mongjie to share her experience in serving others through Tzu Chi's DaAi Vision mobile clinics. But first, we go to a community volunteer training seminar at the Tzu Chi Jingsi Hall in Hsinchu, Taiwan, where nearly 100 participants hope to devote their time and effort in serving others.
Gathered at the Hsinchu Jingsi Hall are nearly 100 participants of a community training seminar. Some of the participants have been donating to Tzu Chi for more than 20 years. Now, with their children all grown up, they can contribute more time to Tzu Chi.
Volunteers are truly contributing their time and money to carry out Tzu Chi's missions. Even though I'm exhausted from the events, at the end of the day, I feel very accomplished.
Many parents learn more about Tzu Chi through their children's musical performances during the parent-child class. And despite the public's recent misconception about Tzu Chi, participants have remained steadfast in their devotion to Tzu Chi's missions. Wearing her Tima uniform, Lin Mongjie, an optometrist, shares her experience in serving others through Tzu Chi's DaAi Vision mobile free clinics. Serving an average of 1,600 patients yearly, the Tzu Chi Medical Foundation hopes to attract more medical personnel passionate about serving those in need.
And so we're going to be able to also share the vision also to our friends, family, and the other nursing students, and to be able to help out more. That's what we want to do.
We learned so much that there's so much we can do without basically expecting anything back. You know, it's us giving back to the community. It's like planting a seed of love in every heart and stuff, you know, especially now with the whole environment and the world, how love is not very around. You know, we learned that there's still love out there.
When the clinic first started,
explaining Tzu Chi's medical outreach to the 36 participants of the training seminar, Lin Mengjie shared how she was inspired by Master Cheng Yan's Wisdom at Dawn broadcast and hopes others will join her on the dual path of cultivation and love.
In the past year or so, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hualien have repeatedly visited the Hualien prison to interact with inmates, bringing them Jingsi aphorisms and Dharma lessons. Volunteers have also held classes as a way to give these inmates a chance to change their lives for the better. To reciprocate Tzu Chi's love and repent their wrongdoings, many inmates have turned to paper to express their gratitude.
世界很大，大到终究我们还是迷失了自己，大到就算用尽我们一辈子的时间，也无法看遍。但是，再大的世界也有尽头，只是这个世界的尽头处，如果还有角落的话，那我想，应该就是监狱了。
Since August of 2013, Tzu Chi volunteers have paid regular visits to Hualien prison to offer words of wisdom and help inmates find guidance in life.
Now when we visit them, no matter if it's on the walls or the chalkboard, we find them sharing Jingsi aphorisms with one another.
Not only bringing the Dharma, volunteers also have lessons ready, such as essay writing, English conversation, and photography.
Thank you for giving us your love without asking for anything in return. We will continue to spread this love to others. Perhaps we don't always have the right words to express our gratitude, but all that you have done for us are kept in our hearts. Thank you, sisters. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, Master Cheng Yan.
For those who are released from prison, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to follow up on them.
I'm grateful that the sisters and brothers have awakened me. I also thank Master Cheng Yan for the guidance to walk out of the shadow of darkness and for enlightening me to my past ignorance. Today forward, I return to my original pure nature, and I've seen my future. I hope to walk on the Bodhisattva path with all of you.
Like Bodhisattvas, Tzu Chi volunteers provide an enlightened path for the inmates to walk on, as inmates rise up to the challenge and repent to start life anew. Staying in Hualien, Tzu Chi volunteers visit the countless men and women that make up the sanitation crew of the city, bringing gifts of love and appreciation. In the past, the city produced 100 tons of trash per day, but now the number has been reduced to 52 tons a day, thanks to the citizens working together towards bettering the environment. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.